Hi Astro people, thank you for joining me. It's Sunday the 1st of March, St David's Day here in Wales, well all over the world really, but here in Wales we really celebrate it, so Gwyl Dewi Hapus to all my Welsh friends watching this. And that really marks the coming in of the light in so many ways, you know. We got the spring solstice, the spring equinox, I'm sorry, coming up on the 21st, 22nd of March this year. And the sun is blazing in the sky today, so there's hope there. Let's just hope the storms pack up. So we'll look at the astrology in this video as we go forward, right the way through until next Sunday the 8th. I will be back a couple of times before then, but this is an overview of the week ahead of us, and the moon is in Taurus right now. That's actually going to change today. It's going to be 7:20 p.m. in UK when the moon enters Gemini, so let me see, 2:20 in the afternoon Eastern and 11:20 a.m. Pacific today, Sunday the 1st of March. The moon is going to enter Gemini. Until then, it's that Taurus influence, so it's a good time to be patient. It's a time for practical considerations, and you're going to have to be willing to sort of persevere to really get the most out of today. But that is just today, and it's actually a pretty good day for taking a rest, not least because it's Sunday actually, but if you need a good rest before you get stuck into things, that's something that the Taurus moon favours as well. The moon is rising, she's on her way up at this moment. New moon was on the 23rd of February, and she's 36.1% right now as I speak, which is about 9:30 a.m. in UK time. So first quarter actually comes up tomorrow the 2nd. That is going to be 3 minutes to 8 p.m. here in UK, so 3 minutes to 3 p.m. Eastern and 3 minutes to midday Pacific. Okay, so after we get up to what we call first quarter, we're entering second quarter when we say that. The lunar energy gets a lot stronger, and generally speaking the mystic side of things comes into play, so life gets a little bit harder to understand, but hey, you know what's new, life is always a bit hard to understand. Right now the sun is conjunct Neptune, uncertain, unspecific kind of conditions around generally. It can be hard to pin people down to what they want to do. Some people are thinking about maybe it can be quite a radical difference in people's thoughts as they go through a day like this. You can start off thinking you're really going to go for something and end up thinking you're going to give it up, or you can start off thinking you're going to give it all up and then you can be really committed to it by the end of the day. Just very, very unclear, you know, but spiritual reflection helps. It's a great time for voluntary work, anything like that. It's a creative kind of time as well, and if you're leading anything today or being led, you will find that the leadership tends to have a visionary nature about it, kind of focuses on the future, that kind of thing. The moon herself is trine Saturn now, and that makes people kind of quite thoughtful, quite shrewd in that sort of way, and people are trying to find practical solutions to problems, so that really goes with the fact that we're starting the day under a Taurus moon. Stick to traditions basically, that's the best way to get away with today. Formalities, observing things that other people kind of strongly believe in is really worth doing. That's the practical way to go about things. Diplomacy needs to be kind of sensitive. Now, of course, Mercury is still retrograde. It's going to stay retrograde until the 9th of March, and then there'll be a post-shadow after she starts slowly going in the right direction again. She has to build up speed, and actually is completely out of post-shadow and going the right way on the 29th of March. That day, I'm actually giving an astrology presentation, shall we call it, in Pembrokeshire, and I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, retrograde Mercury. This one's a difficult one to call because Mercury is retrograde, but Mercury is actually void in Pisces at the moment, so moving towards Aries. Nervous energy is quite high, schedules tend to fall apart, communications tend not to be very smooth flowing, and there's a strong possibility of things getting broken or just not working properly. Strange changes in the weather can happen, and it's really mad weather. I'm just looking out my window. Last night it was so howling, it was as if I was in a ship in the middle of the sea rather than in my house in a valley in Wales here. This morning it's such beautiful weather, it's hard to believe. It's actually made it really quite difficult to get the light right on this video. Everything's kind of glaring, but that's fantastic, really. It's lovely to see the sun in the sky again. I just wonder if it'll stay that way all day, because high winds tend to blow when Mercury is void in Pisces. Basically, resistance is futile. We've just got to get through it. Venus is square Saturn, so feelings tend to be cooling down, generally speaking. So if relationships don't feel as good as they were today, that should be a temporary thing. It has to do with astrology. It's nothing really to worry about. Just try and go with the flow. Just try and keep a lid on things, and things should be all right, basically. Differences between people just become more apparent. They show up more, and any bitter feelings bubbling under the surface might actually come to the fore. That actually is good news in lots of ways, because it gives us the opportunity to look at things and see things in a new light, which is perhaps a more realistic light, and that can make things stronger going forward. Mars is sextile Neptune, so people are acting on their ideology, on the things they believe strongly. Leadership tends to be quite dramatic, and people are trying to offer universal solutions to problems, which can very easily be a hiding to nothing. So as we go through next week, we actually start Monday with the moon in Gemini. She'll have moved into Gemini by then. Excuse me, let me just bring my book in a bit closer here so I can see it. Tuesday the 3rd, there's quite a bit going on. The sun in Pisces is going to semi-square Saturn, and Saturn's in Capricorn, so it's kind of has a grounding effect on the general Pisces sun aspect, which the sun is always to do with leadership, and has a lot to do with the way we govern ourselves and our own lives, our own kind of, being in tune with our own selves. With the sun in Pisces, that tends to be quite a generous way of being, but semi-squaring Saturn in Capricorn, it's just going to ground everything. Could be a little bit confusing. Saturn also active again the same day, Tuesday the 3rd, because Venus in Aries is going to square Saturn, which is still going to be in Capricorn when that happens. And so the Gemini moon there. The moon is actually going to enter Cancer. That's going to be 8:25 p.m. Pacific, 11:25 p.m. Eastern, and early in the morning here in UK. We'll be waking up to it on Wednesday with the moon in Cancer. So that is Wednesday, March the 4th. Mercury in Aquarius and retrograde is going to sextile Venus. Venus being in Aries, just about anything could happen. Also on March the 4th, the Sun in Pisces semi-squares Venus in Taurus. So make of that what you will. Really difficult to call with the Mercury situation being what it is. But there we are. Then things stay quiet pretty much through until Friday the 6th. But that Cancer moon goes on through Thursday the 5th and does actually go void very late in the day, 11:11 p.m. on the Pacific coast of the States and Canada. That void, of course, begins actually not until 2:11 a.m. Eastern and 7:11 a.m. here in UK on Friday. And we get the Leo moon 1:27 a.m. Pacific, 4:27 a.m. Eastern. So that's going to be 9:27 a.m. next Friday the 6th. Here in UK, the moon is going to enter Leo, setting the scene for the next weekend. And let's just check I haven't missed anything here. Well, Saturday, March the 7th, also Mercury in Aquarius semi-squares Mars. So the Mercury retrograde theme continues, and Mars getting involved. Things could be a little bit difficult there. We're also looking at daylight saving time coming in, meaning I'll screw up all the times going forward for a couple of weeks until I've worked it out. That is just in the USA and Canada as far as I know. We are much later in March in UK when we go over to British summertime. So there we go, taking us through to next Sunday, next Sunday the 8th of March, of course, and the moon is going to be entering Virgo, and that's going to be 3:47 a.m. Pacific, 6:47 a.m. Eastern. So, goodness me, what's that? That must be 11:47 a.m. here in UK next Sunday. I will be back before that, at least once, maybe 2 or 3 times, who knows. I try and bring these videos out when there's something to say, when there's something to talk about, and every single day there's a tarot video going up from me, so keep it real, keep it twig, brother. Thanks very much for watching this, guys. I hope you have a brilliant weekend, and I hope next week is really good for you as well. Don't worry about that Mercury Mercury Retrograde thing, you know about it now. That's the main thing. Forewarned is forearmed. Things could go a bit weird. That is the simplest way of putting it, and I think it's the most realistic way of putting it as well. Things could go a bit weird, but just keep it real in your own mind, and do be careful in any kind of negotiations with other people to respect their traditions, their formalities, whatever they want, basically. That is the best way to get what you want, or at least to get very close to you, to what you want. So thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, please, if you think I've earned it. Do subscribe to the channel, tap the bell so you don't miss anything, and excuse me, big thanks from me to everyone who has subscribed. It makes a massive difference. It really really helps the channel to grow, and I'm always trying to do that. There will be a tarot video coming up later today. I'm not sure which star sign for yet. Oh yes, I am actually. It's going to be Libra. I recorded it last night. I was so knackered I forgot all about it. But yeah, Libra tarot coming up today. That's actually going to be, let me see, 2:45 in UK time in the afternoon, 14:45 UTC. That is going to be live on YouTube. So subscribe to the channel to get a reminder for that, and you know, thanks again for watching. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you very soon. Peace.